Laru, your meditation and mindfulness trainer for today.
Thank you so much. Welcome back, everybody, to week 4 of mindfulness meditation. And so happy to have you here with me. Thank you for coming. It's been really fun, this whole series. I've had a great time. Amy's had a great time too. So let's close our eyes for a moment and do a quick checkup. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being highest, ask yourself or give yourself a number that represents how your body feels right now. How do you feel physically on a scale of 1 to 10? What about emotionally? Come up with a number. From 1 to 10, how do you feel emotionally? Now, what about psychologically or mentally, perhaps? What number would you give yourself mentally, for a mental feeling, or what would represent your mental state? And just keep those numbers in your mind. So, in this 8-week course, if you stick with me, I promise that you would be more self-aware, you would have more poise, you would have less anxiety, less stress, you would feel more confident, you would be more aware of your thoughts and emotions, you would be less subject to digital distraction and information overload. So thanks for coming. I hope you're enjoying the mindful practices and some of the things that you've learned. So I just would like to give a quick review as to what we did last week. We talked about embodiment and how holding mindfulness in your body, you act as a representative for mindfulness. You embody mindfulness. All aspects of mindfulness get reflected in your body, like your smile, your speech, how you stand, how you walk. And we talked about that at length, about mindful walking, about mindful speaking, and how the mind and how mindful meditation, the stillness that you develop through your practice, affects every aspect of who you are and who you become. Because your rarest and most valuable state is awareness. And awareness is mindfulness. It's aware, you're mindful. And your most rarest and most valuable state is being awake and aware. So, we also ate a raisin. I made sure everybody had a raisin. You could taste and savor the texture of a raisin and smell the fragrance of a raisin, and take 4 minutes or so to really feel what it's like to savor a raisin and really enjoy the raisin. And that's really exemplary of a mindfulness practice. It really enables you to feel what it's like to be mindful. And so mindfulness is a measured, more determined way of going through the world. And it's being aware of your thoughts and emotions, and it's a being present, of course, supremely present in the present moment, on a moment-to-moment basis, without judgment, accepting life just as it is. So today I wanted to talk about beliefs. And I don't know if you were here on the second day of the workshop or the second week of the workshop, but I talked about the iceberg. And the tip of the iceberg, if you could imagine, is above water. That's your conscious mind. And below the surface is this monstrosity that houses or that stores all your beliefs, your conditioned tendencies, your trainings, what mom taught you, what your school taught you, what life has taught you. It also encompasses values and your long-term memory. And so there's a lot of stuff going on below the surface in the unconscious mind. So I've been fascinated with the unconscious mind for many years. In my meditations, I'm able to better see those more subtle realms of being, those more subtle realms of thinking. And it kind of reminds me, like, it's almost like wearing different layers of sunglasses. So like, it's like, imagine if you wore a pair of sunglasses and another pair of sunglasses, another pair of sunglasses, and so on. And as you become more proficient at mindfulness and at seeing, I'm not talking about visual seeing, but I'm talking about seeing your mind, the subtle levels of the mind, you begin to throw off those sunglasses, because as you have those sunglasses, those many layers of sun, you're peering through the world through those filters, through your beliefs, through your values, through your conditionings, through your ego, who you think you are. And as you begin to unload those glasses, you peel away the layers, and suddenly something happens. It's like you lighten up. It's like a freedom. And there's this overwhelming feeling of just joyfulness or happiness. And you're not burdened by all those beliefs. So, why is it that people who win the lottery, after 5 years, lose all their money and their happiness too? And that's a fact. Or why is it that some people are really successful and then others are not? Or why is it that the ratio of wealthy people in the world to poor people hasn't changed for many, many hundreds of years? The same ratio exists. So those unconscious beliefs that drive us, that help us, that make our decisions for us, that prevent us from the success or the level of happiness that we'd like to achieve, they're there underneath the surface. And so mindfulness practice helps us awaken to those limiting beliefs and mindsets, and helps us introduce new, better beliefs that will help us become more successful. Or maybe you're looking for a relationship, maybe you're looking for more abundance in your life, or maybe you're looking for better health. And the beliefs that you house or that's stored in your unconscious mind sometimes can prevent that success from arising or from manifesting. So today we're going to do a little a little elimination belief system approach that I use in my coaching practice. I'm a certified professional coach, and so sometimes when I work with clients, we look at what's stopping them or what's sabotaging their success. And many times it's a psychological barrier that prevents them from moving forward in their life or from realizing their dreams. And so that awareness, that mindfulness, is the first step in identifying that belief so that we can replace it, find a new way of believing, finding something that's more useful for you. Because thoughts are things, and a belief is simply an idea that you accept to be true. It's a story, it's an idea, and beliefs are not you're not your beliefs. And if you could identify that idea, if you could look at that idea and kind of set your beliefs beside you and say, well, those are my beliefs over here, and they're not who I am, and I can control those beliefs. Like, many wars have been fought over beliefs, right? And the problem is we identify with them so strongly. That's my position, that's my belief. And I'm going to hold that. Even if it doesn't serve me, that's my belief. And it's stored in that unconscious, subconscious, under the surface mind. And we are used to seeing those beliefs not as a belief, but just as a transparent. It's just the way it is, just who I am, man. It's just who I am. So we don't give it any credence. We don't give it any attention. So in mindfulness, we do give our beliefs our attention. And like I think I mentioned before, if you take a glass of water and you pour some powder in it and you mix it up, and all the particles float all around, and then eventually through stillness and quiet, they all float to the top. And then you can see them better. And you might see things you don't like, but you see everything there. And you're able to then take action on them. And they're subtle, and they're there though. And so that's one thing to be aware of, because you don't see things as they are, you see things as you are. That's a good one. You don't see things as they are, you see things as you are. So as I think about these beliefs, I think, they govern my behavior, right? Like, okay, imagine you're at the altar and you're getting married. And you say to your wife, I promise to love, honor, and cherish you. I almost said obey, but I didn't say obey. So roll back fast forward 5 years, and you're in a bar. And you're sitting there having a drink, and you notice out of the corner of your eye, you see that woman over there, she's really good looking. And you think, she likes me. She smiled at me. She likes me. And so you walk over and you say hello. And before long, in that unconscious, unmindful, or mindless state, you might have had a few drinks, you're having a good time, you may do something that you may regret. And that's okay. We're all human. One of the aspects of mindfulness is compassion for each other. Give me a break. We're human. I'm here. I'm trying to do my best. It ain't easy. Life is tough. And sometimes you screw up. But in that moment, you are unconscious. You are mindless. So the beliefs that are below the surface in the unconscious mind can drive your behavior if you're not careful. Or have you ever said something to somebody that you later regretted saying out of an emotional fury, or you weren't really thinking, you were out of it? What they talk about in mindfulness too is this state of autopilot. And we all do it, and autopilot is a good thing. I go and have a shave in the morning and I brush my teeth. I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. I'm in this kind of like state that just is automatic. And it's a good thing because it takes less cognitive load to have to worry about those things. We have more cognitive ability to do other things, more important things for our lives. So being on autopilot is a good thing, but being in a habitual, literal state all the time is not all that useful because we're not awake, we're not conscious, we're not mindful. So it drives our behavior, it drives our decisions. Scientists don't know how we make decisions. We don't know how decisions are made. And when you have limiting beliefs or mindsets that are stuck or lodged or crystallized in your subconscious mind, you'll do things without even thinking about it. You'll behave in a way, you'll say something. So as you begin imbuing mindfulness in yourself and becoming more aware, you'll be less apt to making poorer decisions or behaviors that may cause you problems later. So I thought we'd do a little experiment today. Are you up for it? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. It's a little psychological tool that I use, and it helps you go inside and determine whether or not you have any limiting beliefs. Or there's also this idea of like a core belief. We all come into the world with a core belief. It's like, Some of us are like, it's an idea that we have that is uniquely ours. And I've got one, I've had some, like I've had my own limiting beliefs that I've had to shed. And it hasn't been easy, My dad said we couldn't afford it, and I believed him. And I kind of ended up with a kind of a lack mentality. And I didn't believe that I was worthy. And so I overcompensated by becoming a perfectionist. And so then I went way far in left field and overachieved, and did things for the wrong reasons. And some of the core beliefs, as soon as you identify them, it can be very helpful into making you more successful, and you can have more happiness as a result. So the process is, if you would be so kind, close your eyes for me and take a nice long deep breath in through the nose and release. I'd like for you to imagine 12 months from today, and you've just had the most successful and best year of your life. It has been the best year of your life. What was most important about that year? Just mentally reflect on it for a minute. The best year of your life. "12 months from today, what was most important about that success that you enjoyed?" Contemplate for a moment on what success means to you. What does success mean to you? How would you define it? Now, as you contemplate this vision of success that you hold in your mind, try and identify one limiting thought that would take you out of having that goal, that would prevent you from having that goal of success. Is there one limiting thought? What would you believe about yourself to be true? What would you believe about your world that might prevent you from realizing that vision of success? What do you believe about life to be true, or that might prevent you or hold you back from realizing the vision or the goal that you have before you? And what is it about you? I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Come clean, confess. What is it about you? What do you believe to be true about you that may prevent you or might hold you back or sabotage your success? Now, it's usually not very sophisticated. The idea or the belief is usually not very sophisticated. It's usually like a childlike belief, like I'm not worthy or I'm not capable. And it's generally a core belief that you hold that may prevent you from realizing what you're looking for or what you'd like to achieve. But make a note of it. Make a note of what that limiting belief or mindset might be. And you can take it home with you. You can open your eyes now. You can take it home with you and decide maybe to take one action step on that limiting belief. And from this session, you might realize it might be something you want to take action on. Did anybody have any realizations or aha moments? Anybody willing to share? You'd have to be pretty brave, wouldn't you? Well, one of the mindsets or limiting beliefs that I had was that I couldn't speak before an audience. And I'm sure you've heard of the idea that people would rather die than have to give a public address, right? It's a very nerve-wracking thing for many people. So what I did was I went to Toastmasters and I learned how to speak before people. And it really changed my life, and it gave me a certain degree of confidence and poise and value that I never knew existed. Even though I was on the stage as a musician for many years, I used to have this guitar though, and the guitar, it shielded me from you, and it was a much safer place. But, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a little meditation, okay, together? And we're gonna get into a nice quiet place. And I was contemplating a little bit before coming here on the drama of the hurricane, right? And how a lot of people get anxious and they start getting a little crazy at the gas stations, right? And they don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, And it's a combination of like excitement. Oh, this is something new. Oh, God, I'm just shocked out of my existence. We have something going on here that's kind of fun, right? And a combination of, we're gonna die! That type of thing too, right? So, but, as I ponder on mindfulness, and, I've developed over the years such a great emotional resiliency to issues that arise. And one of them, Amy and I had a health issue. And it was a serious thing, and I had to really maintain this, poise and equanimity through it all. And my mindfulness practice, man, it was awesome. I still suffered. It was still tough. I'm human. However, the mindfulness mitigated a lot of craziness and chaos. And not only that, it also helped me think clearly through the situation too. And it was over the course of many months, and I had to think clearly, and I was confronted with all this new information that I had to understand and to process. And then I also had to deal with my wife, with another person in that emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence means being aware of your emotions and the emotions of another, so that you're better able to deal with the situation. So the emotional or the mental resiliency, the psychological resiliency, this kind of fortitude that you can stand in the middle of a storm, it's the most valuable thing you could ever have. Because, in life you're going to come up with stuff, and it often isn't easy. So the mindfulness for me and my meditation practice has been the best thing to mitigate that, what the Hungarian doctor said, psychic entropy or disorder, or the chaos or dysfunction of the mind. And John Kabat-Zinn said, mindfulness is an episode of sanity. And I agree with that. It's an episode of sanity. So you can take your mindfulness practice and you can apply it to this hurricane. And you can watch the news, get your amygdala going and going, wow, this is fearful and I'm scared. But I'm also, I'm at my center, I'm at my poise, I'm at my peace, So we're going to practice a little meditation. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. I was just thinking of Mr. Rogers, Oh, I need to take off my shoes. Does anybody have a sweater I could borrow? He was a pretty cool guy, wasn't he, Mr. Rogers? Yeah, I think of, all the things people say on the media nowadays, and I think, wow, we could use a Mr. Rogers right now. So, allow your eyes to gently close and sit comfortably in a chair, either with your back propped up against the back of the chair. And just feel at home, This is your meditation practice. I'm really honored to have you with me. And I'm honored to be in your presence. And close your eyes and just feel really at peace and relax, It's okay to relax. Things are a lot better than you realize. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. I'm feeling pretty good today. I had a great day. I was doing a little studying and I'm happy. Another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Make the exhalation long, longer than the inhalation. Let it all out, like the air released from a balloon. Feel it down into your stomach. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. And feel yourself to be supremely centered in this moment, this only moment that we have here, the only thing that's real. Everything else is an illusion. The past is an illusion. I guess it happened, and the future is an illusion. I guess it will happen. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Feel it all the way down into your stomach and release any tension in your body. Recite the word relax in your mind. All is well. If we only knew how all is so well, we would be surprised. Recite the word peace in your mind, peace. It's all right. It's going to be okay. It is okay. Another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. Let the day go. Release any beliefs you have about yourself in the unconscious portion of your mind. Any ideas about yourself, just for today. You can come back to them later. Feel your hands heavy in your lap. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose. This time, as you exhale, say the word ah, ah. Letting something more go. Letting any stress, any tension, any constraint, any fear, any anger, any negative emotions that disrupt your being, your natural way of being, your joy. It's all okay. In this moment, there's nothing lacking. And let's get accustomed to stillness. You know, it's a beautiful thing, stillness, just to be still for a few moments. Bring your awareness to your right big toe. You can wiggle it a little in your shoe. And wiggle the other 4 toes too. Tighten them up. And then release the tension, bringing a deeper level of relaxation to the right toes on your right foot. Relax your arch on your right foot. And relax the ball of your right foot. Relax your right calf muscles. Relax your knee on the right leg and relax your right thigh. Feel where your thigh hits the chair. Feel where your right foot hits the floor. Feel the weight of that right leg and foot. Bring awareness to the left big toe and wiggle it. Wiggle the other toes. Tighten them up if you like. And then release the tension to even bring more relaxation to the toes. Relax the arch on the left foot, the heel, your ankle, your calf. You could tighten up the calf or the thigh of the left leg and release. Feel the warmth of your stomach. The core of your being, your digestive system. Come up to your heart area. Feel that to be open. We protect the heart. Many of us do. But today, just keep it open. Kind of visualize either 2 arms open or the door open or a window open, and just allow your heart area to just be receptive and willing, if you can imagine that. Some people imagine a light there. You could imagine a gold light or a white light, if you like. I mean, it's the center of who we are. If I asked you to point to who you are, you would point to your heart. That's who I am. I am my heart. So allow it to be open, willing, transparent, vulnerable. Feel the weight of your hands in your lap. Feel the aliveness of being alive in your hands. I mean, it's a gift to be alive, isn't it? To have the opportunity to express, to live, to experience. Relax the wrists, the forearms of both arms, your elbows, your biceps and triceps of both arms. Relax your shoulders and really settle into your chair now. Feel the weight of your body in the present moment, supremely centered, still, quiet. Come up behind the back of the neck, and you can move your head from front to back. And notice any tension there. If you notice tension, or from side to side, move your head from side to side. If you notice tension, you can use the breath. It's a yoga move. You can breathe and target that tense spot. We all hold a lot of tension, driving, computer work, or just keeping the head erect on the shoulders is a tense spot for many people. So try to loosen it up if you can. Come behind and visualize behind the back of your head. That's the reptilian brain, the old brain. Come up to the top of the head. And then down to the front of the forehead and see a smooth brow, free of wrinkles. Relax the muscles under your eyes. Let your face fall. Let your tongue drop. Relax your ears. Relax the scalp on your head. Imagine the Mona Lisa smile and put a little smile on your face. When you smile, you release neuropeptides. It's a feel-good party going on in your brain. Serotonin, endorphins, dopamine, just from a smile. And here you are in your chair, at peace. And we have a meeting of the minds. How often do we have a meeting of the minds? A moment of silence, the highest honor we bestow, a moment of silence. We'll keep our awareness between our two eyebrows for this meditation. The front regions of the brain, the neocortex. And you just gaze through that spiritual eye, they call it. Or just at the front of the brain, keep your attention there. Nice, light feeling. You're not trying to see anything, you're just focusing on that spot. That's a nice, light way of being in that spot. A meditation is best done on an empty stomach or on a light fare so that you can have that light feeling. Good meditators can meditate in Grand Central Station. Distractions are welcomed. Come on, give me a distraction. I'm a good meditator here. A clock ticking or a phone buzzing is irrelevant. You got an itch, scratch the itch. You have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. My meditation is the most important thing. My ability to concentrate, to focus, to build up gray matter in the neocortex, the front of the brain, to develop resiliency, to develop focus, to practice focus, to practice peace. It's really enjoyable once you get the hang of it. So now we're going to go through a couple of mental tools to help us stay centered. And this meditation is a beginner's practice, so we can use a tool like watching the breath. And as you watch your breath in and out, and the space between, you just follow it, follow the in. Watch the space between, and then follow the breath out. If a thought arises, you see the thought like you would a balloon in the sky, and you just let the balloon fly away and go back to watching your breath. You cannot think and watch your breath at the same time. Another method you might try is you can use a counting method. And you would count in your mind 1, 2, 3, 4. And as soon as you notice a thought coming to interrupt you, you go, aha, there's a thought, I saw it. Back to 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And eventually you can forego the counting, let it go, and just sit in silence. Our goal is to get, 1 second of peace in your mind. 1 complete second. That's the goal. And you could work your way up to 2. All with a loving compassion toward yourself, a loving acceptance of oneself. I mean, the mind's job is to think. You could let it do its thing, but you're the master of the mind, not the servant of the mind. Another method has been used for many years is the mantra or the object phrase. You introduce an object phrase into the mind to concentrate the mind, peace. You say that silently in your mind, peace. Or you can use a word that has no association to it, like Om. It won't bring forth any mental images. Om. Om. And you could keep saying that. And as the mind settles down, and it does, you enjoy a gap between 2 thoughts. If a thought comes in, you see it, you observe it, you notice it, you're mindful of it. You let it go like a bird in the sky. You just see it fly off. So let's take a few minutes and sit in silence and practice. If you do nothing except just enjoy being, that's okay too. That's great, to just sit in silence and stillness and just, hey, here I am. I'm alive and I'm enjoying just being. And okay, maybe I've got a lot of thoughts going on. That's okay too. So let's sit in meditation together, and I'll take us out in a little while. Bring your awareness back to your senses. Keep your eyes closed for a moment and place both hands on your heart. If you get tired, you can just put your hands back in your lap. But feel the power of your heart. Feel your heart beating. It beats 100,000 times per day through 60,000 miles of veins in your body. Be grateful for your heart. Take a deep breath in through your heart and be grateful, be appreciative. Think of a time when you had a great experience in your life, a peak experience, a time where maybe you got married or you were graduated from college, or some time that you consider to be one of the best moments of your life. And imagine what your face looks like at that time and how your body feels. Feel what your body feels then and now. Try to imagine how your eyes looked at that time. And embody gratitude for that moment in your life. Feel that gratitude in your body right now. Fear and appreciation cannot live together simultaneously. So appreciation every day is so important to remain happy. We say grace before our meals. We're thankful for all our blessings and especially our struggles. So think of 3 things now that you're grateful for. Maybe it's your friends or your family, your mate, your dog, your cat, the shower, sun. Embody that appreciation. And you can lower your hands back into your lap now. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hari Om Shanti Shanti.